Radiant immortal souls. This is Minu Chandra Mandalo, a teacher of English, would like to present some words on the Teacher's Day. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswara, Guru Shakyat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. My humble salutations on the lotus feet of all the great gurus from the Vedic era to this modern era. Teachers who blessed the rays of knowledge and wisdom opened me and helped me live in this society as a perfect personality. My reverence to all my primary, high school, college, university level teachers on the blissful occasion of Teachers' Day. I would like to start my Teacher's Day speech with this quotation of William Arthur Ward. He says, "The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires." From this time immemorial, a teacher has a special place in the lives and the hearts of knowledge seekers, revered for being a noble profession which can transform the lives of students. Ancient Hindu scriptures and global literature put the teacher on a pedestal as a godly person. A teacher awakens our own expectations. My teacher gave me the best gift of all. Believing in me, a good teacher is like a candle, it consumes itself to light the way for others. A teacher takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart. A truly special teacher is very wise and sees tomorrow in every child's eyes. I have come to believe that a great teacher is a great artist and that there are as few as there are any other great artists. It might even be the greatest of all the arts, since the medium is the human mind and the spirit, entrusted with a huge responsibility of enriching the lives of mortal. Teacher undoubtedly become the instrument of positive change. Immortalizing the philosophy behind education, a teacher continues to live in the heart of every student through his morals and principles, even after losing his physical form of existence. The true teacher defends his people against his own personal influence. Today, we are commemorating Teachers' Day, the birthday of the Indian philosopher and India's most distinguished 20th century scholars of comparative religion and philosopher, academic, statesmen who served as the first Vice President of India and the second President of India. Let us remember him, chanting his contribution and dedication to the world of philosophy and dissemination of Vedic knowledge in India and abroad. Let us know a few words about Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was born in a Telugu speaking Niyogi Brahmin family in Tirutunni of Chittur district in the erstwhile Madras presidency. His father's name was Sarvapalli Veeraswamy and his mother's name was Sarvapalli Sita, called Sitamma. Sarvapalli was awarded scholarship throughout his academic life. He joined Budehi College in Vellore for his high school education. After first of arts class, he joined the Madras Christian College at the age of 17. He graduated from there in 1906 and also Sarvapalli wrote his thesis for the MA degree on the ethics of Vedanta and its metaphysical presuppositions. Sarvapalli was married to Siva Kamu, a distant cousin, at the age of 16. In April 1909, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan was appointed to the Department of Philosophy at the Madras Presidency College. Thereafter, in 18, he was selected as Professor of Philosophy by the University of Mysore, where he taught at his Maharaja College, Mysore. In 1921, he was appointed as a professor in philosophy to occupy the King George V chair of mental and moral science at the University of Calcutta. He represented the University of Calcutta at the Congress of the University of the British Empire in June 1926, and the International Congress of Philosophy at the Harvard University in September 1926. He was the Vice Chancellor of Andhra Pradesh from 1931 to 1936. During his first convocation address, he spoke about his native Andhra, as we the Andhras are fortunately situated in some respects. I firmly believe that if any part of India is capable of developing an effective sense of unity, it is in Andhra. The hold of conservatism is not strong. Our generosity of spirit and openness mind are well known. Our social instincts and suggestibility are still active. Our moral sense and sympathetic imaginations are not much wrapped by dogma. Our women are relatively more free. Love of the mother tongue binds. In 1936, Sarvapalli was named splendid professor of Eastern religions and ethics at the University of Oxford and was elected a fellow of All Souls College. That the same year and again in 1937 he was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature. In 1939 Pandit Madan Mohan Malavya invited him to succeed him as the Vice Chancellor of Banaras Hindu University BHU. He served as its Vice Chancellor till January 1948. When India became independent in 1947, Sarvapalli represented India at UNESCO from 1946 to 1952 and was later ambassador of India to the Soviet Union from 1949 to 1952. He was also elected to the Constituent Assembly of India. Sarvapalli was elected as the first Vice President of India in 1952 and elected as the second President of India from in 1962, and he continued up to 1967. When Sarvapalli became the President of India, some of his students and friends requested him to allow them to celebrate his birthday on the 5th September. He replied, "Instead of celebrating my birthday, it would be my proud privilege if September 5th is observed as Teachers' Day." His birthday has since been celebrated as Teachers' Day in India. His contribution to the world of philosophy is praiseworthy. He wrote Indian Philosophy in 1923, The Hindu View of Life in 1926, An Idealist View of Life in 1929, Eastern Religions and Western Thoughts in 1939, Religion and Society in 1947, the Bhagavad Gita with an introductory essay, Sanskrit text, English translation and notes in 1948, Dharmapada in 1950, the Principal Upanishads in 1953, Recovery of Faith in 1956, similarly A Source of Book in Indian Philosophy in 1957, the Brahma Sutra, The Philosophy of Spiritual Life in 1959, Religion, Science and Culture in 1968. Let us know about his achievements. He was nominated 5 times for the Nobel Peace Prize in Literature from 1933 to 37, and he was elected Fellow of the British Academy in 1938. He was conferred with the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award in India, in 1954. The Peace Prize for the German book trade was given to him in 1961. He also got the British Order of Merit in 1963. The Sahitya Academy Fellowship, the highest honor conferred by the Sahitya Academy on a writer, was given to him in 1968. In 1975, he got the Templeton Prize a few months before his death. All in 1989, institution of the Radhakrishnan Scholarship by Oxford University in the memory of Sarvapalli was formed, and the scholarship were later renamed as Radhakrishnan Chevening Scholarship. He was nominated 16 times for the Nobel Prize in Literature and 11 times for the Nobel Prize Peace Prize. Let us pay floral tribute on his lotus feet and follow his sown path on his holy occasion of the Teacher's Day.